happening, people of the world? Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey and Wade Show with me, your host, Tommy Mac.
And me, your better host, Tyrone McKenna.
And we are in association with, you know the drill by now, the best whiskey on the block, Dragon Claw. You know the drill. Make sure you get on it because it's absolutely GR8.
And then another shout out, the only Vans Belfast. Beep beep camper vans. If you want a camper van,
beep beep,
luxury camper van for a wee away trip to Ireland, anywhere, a week away, 1 day away, whatever it is.
Get the boat over somewhere.
Yeah,
bring the van.
get somewhere nice. Bring girlfriends somewhere special. Bring boyfriends somewhere special.
Shag and wagon.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So get on them.
Right, and as you can see, joined with us today in the guest hot seat, it is the one and only rising social media personality, the number one reader in the country, I would say, Psychic Glenn.
Woo! What's happening, Glenn?
What's
Been
happening, lads?
much anticipated.
Yeah.
I know, we've been talking
try-
about it for ages.
I know. I've had people demand on my mails,
Get him on.
where the fuck is Glenn? So finally, we've got you on.
Woo-hoo.
And I've actually seen... I'm glad I've got you on now, because last week I seen you done a BBC like comedy kind of thing.
Yeah,
So what was that about?
Energy. Well, they asked me to do stand-up, me and 5 other people, and we had to practice, but the biggest thing wasn't that cushion. What did I do?
Well,
I got on right away and the F-bomb come out. First thing I did, didn't even mean to do it. I forgot half the stuff that I was
sake.
meant to do, but I pulled it off.
Was it good?
Oh, it was good.
Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it, aye.
Would you do it again?
I'll tell you a secret too. I did. I am a big grass smoker, and I swear to God, it's been my coping mechanism maybe. I don't believe that it's a bad thing, really.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever encourage anybody, don't smoke, kids. But the day before that, I just decided no. And then when I got home that night after the BBC, the whole class went out drinking and partying, and I didn't. I just went home to my bed. I'm an old man. And I didn't smoke grass, and I haven't smoked grass since.
Right. So
Very good.
how you
Psychological
coping?
spell. Well, up and on the wee pens, but coping good.
Well, you can't really say you're off weed if you're on the pens. They're the same
It's
fucking
just
thing.
at night, but honest to goodness, and I say to you,
I'm off a drink, but I'm only having a
Listen.
vodka before bed.
and smoking it's illegal, but I don't believe that it's illegal to dip.
Listen, I genuinely do think weed is lesser of a bad influence than
It's
the
certainly
drink.
not a gateway drug. The alcohol's a gateway drug. It is. It is.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
Don't
That-
smoke, kids. But there's the medicinal quality. See the tetrahydrocannabinol. It does. It kills pain. And then you have the endocannabinoids that do the opposite. No, it's the other way around.
you were a drug addict
I
back in the
was.
day. You're homeless as well, weren't you?
Twice.
So,
What drugs were you addicted to?
Speed amphetamine.
so do
stay
you
away
not
from
do
it.
you not worry that when you're smoking green that it will be a kind of gateway drug?
No, if anything, honestly, I feel like truthfully I use the weed as a crutch, really, from the speed. But I've been taking stimulants since I was 8. Ritalin is basically a psychoactive stimulant. And later on in life, I had a problem with my weight as a teenager, and then I was bulimic, and then obviously making myself sick and all. And then when I took speed, it made me lose weight, and then I became very addicted to it. The next minute I knew there was bullets coming in the window,
Fuck
and
me.
the next minute I knew I had a pillow of it in my freezer. Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Why?
Me
What
own
happened?
money and
You
all
can't-
and all that stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
you owed money.
Oh my God, I let it really take over my life. I did.
Stressed the bollocks.
The man that he owed the money to was also called Glenn. So it was like Glenn was chasing Glenn over Glenn.
And you're off your head, drugs not making sense of anything.
I swear. That's
Fuck's
how bad
sake.
it got. But twice I really let that.
But how did
to me.
when and how did you get into like? Because obviously you're psychic now.
Yeah.
You're known as Psychic Glenn.
Yeah.
And when did you
Infamously.
know you had them powers?
There was a ghost in my room called Ruben when I was like 3.
My
and it
my
used to
grandma's
wake,
not even dead. But you call me Ruben.
used to wake me up, right? Used to wake me up in the middle of the night, and I used to like obviously go in to my parents and wake them up, always at the same time. And one night my mummy and daddy woke up and it was standing above the bed. Now my mum,
They seen it?
they seen
Was
it
that a
too.
ghost or was that Mummy and Daddy's special friend?
Well, this is it. I took the
Swinging.
ghost with
Fuck's
me.
sake,
Keep
Tommy!
the boat. That's just a ghost, Glenn. Go back to bed.
That ghost got a big dick. Sorry.
Where's the ghost taking?
You know who I
Oh, it's got my ghost semen everywhere.
Asked him as Rasputin.
Rasputin.
And Rasputin was a Russian her. He was a Russian mystic and a Russian her. And honestly, he did have a big dick. And I swear, I got stopped at the border in Turkey trying to go to Russia during COVID.
Yeah.
I tried to escape to my Russian, I don't know, whatever it is, to try to make it to Rasputin's grave, and I didn't get to make it. But the ghost that was with me all along is Rasputin.
Fuck.
Unbelievable.
I actually
Is he here
genuinely,
today?
He was out there in the corridor earlier.
I genuinely
The
saw
res-
something
respect.
last week on I think it was London or New York trains, and this woman, a black woman, she was lying on the ground, getting bucked by a ghost, and she was having and going mad up against the window, going fucking mental. I was
Like I
like,
wake up with bruises and all.
Was
Like, I'm
Ruben?
not joking.
Must
I
have
wake
been
up
Ruben.
sometimes with bruises.
sore jaws.
Like I've been held down and all. Aye. I swear, a lot of people at home will go, "My God, Glenn, you're." I'm telling you.
Right.
They like to do things, and not only that, there too. There's energies that you can't see. See, when you're horny, right? A hard penis only means one thing: seeds, right? So whatever is really watching you, say it is The Sims, whatever's playing The Sims using you, is getting off or harvesting that energy.
What's up?
Sexual energy, sad energy, and any energy,
Why are
happy
they
energy.
harvesting?
Because it's a garden,
Right.
and we're electromagnetic, and everything that we're playing out now is being enjoyed by something else.
So, will we get into that spiritual world when we die? Or?
You absolutely, because whether you
Thank
realise
you.
it or not, you've already become an avatar.
What?
Meaning, like, other people know who you are, not based on what your family is or who you were in your family. You're an avatar character, and so you tell me you are. So you live beyond now. You live in the minds of people now, and you'll live beyond your life, really. So you'll transcend that, really.
Yeah.
And that's different again to just being born. It's more like being a god.
Yeah.
You know, like say.
What?
Sorry, Tom.
Go ahead.
Because we jumped in when you were explaining the ghost Ruben starts tagging.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
can we go back there?
Dead
How
people
did
dead. Dead.
But
Do you
how,
believe
how,
that?
how did you
No, you
discover
couldn't.
your powers?
A wee bit, because I was scared then of men because of it, and then I don't know. They bought me Action Man and all. They bought me Action Man toy.
Ghosted or your
The
parents?
parts, and then they wonder why I turn out the way I turn out. Do you know what I mean? My sister was all into football and all. I would have loved to get into boxing.
What was Ruben doing?
Ruben used to, see, truthfully, I can remember it standing and sitting on the radiator, and he used to talk to me, and I don't know what he used to say, but he used to scare me. And he was tall, and he was like, it was only years later when I actually looked at a photo of Rasputin that, like, I
was
realised
him?
that was him, yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
What
and I've
was
had
he
this
saying?
obsession with Russia since I was no age, like.
Really?
What was Big Rube saying to you?
See, to be honest with you, I think he used to push me down the stairs. I'd have got to the bottom stair and
shouldn't
fail.
laugh.
I'd have got to the
Holy
bottom
shit.
stair and fail. Honest to goodness, like the spirits used to.
So did
tell
he
me
not?
to do
Was he a
things.
bad spirit? Did he?
As I've got older, no, I've realised no, because I'm not scared anymore. But yeah.
It's actually, I'm throwing out. That sounds like 6th Sense. He was scared of the evil spirits.
They used to get me to do things.
Yeah.
How old were you?
3.
You were 3 when
Yeah.
Ruben was coming around?
Yeah.
How long did he stay around for?
He's still around.
Alright.
He said he's
so it's
still
Ras,
Yeah,
Ruben
he's still
turning
around. He
the
came back to me
Rasputin.
later on whenever I was ready to accept. And I realised he was Rasputin. And what's weird is Rasputin knew all about blood. And see now when I read a girl, ladies at home, you'll know this. If you've came to see me, I know all about your blood, and I know exactly when your cycle is. I know all about your female blood, because the blood is what Rasputin knew about, and I learnt that from him.
Do you see doing the readings? Do you ever get those people that be like took them back? Did you got them pinpoint perfect?
All people crying, all people
Do
are
they?
like shocked, and I hate that. I really hate that, because I feel like the shock factor isn't really what does the healing. It isn't. It's what affirms you as a psychic. But what really gives the healing is when you say things to people that ultimately unblock things and
Yeah.
ultimately like untie things, because there's a lot of knots. And if you go to your reader, there's usually a lot of knots. I hate even going on about grief. I swear, I feel like I actually don't even like people coming to me just about dead stuff, because I feel like they're in avoidance of themselves.
My ma used to do like wee parties when I was growing up. Of like
Yeah.
a reader would come and then all the mates would go and
Ruben would show up.
Yeah.
Had
Ruben would
ghost.
But see one reading she got. I was 9.
Yeah.
And the reading she got was we owned a wee sweet shop. It was small.
Yeah.
Said you're going to own a bigger sweet shop. You're going to be in a bigger house. And your son, who I didn't even box at the time, or
Yeah.
only started boxing, she wouldn't have known that, is going to go very, very far in the sport with his hands. And his name's going to be in the lights.
Yeah.
He's going to be famous for the sport. And boom, boxing happened.
And she was worrying about you at that time because of the drugs, because of the party, because of all of it. You know what I mean? The amount of heartache that's came, Tyrone.
No. I've had no heartache, mummy. I love you.
Yes.
You love me.
She's brought you up very well.
So see a reading. What is the purpose of a reading aside from grief? Because obviously, like you say, people go, someone died, and want to talk to someone.
Everybody gets something different from it. Everybody truly does get something different from it. But most people kind of know. Older people especially know what they need from it. Younger people, I don't know. It can be anything, and it can be anything from spirit to like me telling you really how to avoid a car crash. Or me telling you like this is going to happen. But I've learned now, getting older, to be gentle with people because they don't always understand what I'm saying. So I have to dumb it down in a way that they understand.
Yeah.
Do you be worried about telling people? Say you do know they're going to have like a car crash or something. Do you be like, fuck
I
that?
can't speak it. I'm not allowed to say bad things.
Are you not?
No.
So you just keep them in?
No, and you can't anyway because...
Can you immediately, say you immediately just walked in and see me and Tommy, would you go, fuck here?
Car crash.
Lottery
winner.
You're joking for a lottery win.
Well, I have known before. Like I've had chest pains and I've known before and I've knew, and then someone's died. Like I know, and another thing too. Sometimes when I get really, really depressed, like, and it's not that often, and I feel like, oh my god, I want to throw the rope up, and I don't feel like that honestly. Someone around me does.
Yeah.
And that's
how their energies.
Talking about,
not always know who, but
talking about new energy.
Yeah.
You told me something yesterday.
Yeah.
That was big news.
Did I?
Yeah, that you're batted for the other team for the first time last month.
Electromagnetic frequency fan. Do you know what's so weird? I have an Egyptian ankh, right? You can bring that up on your wee screen, Mr. Producer. Yes. The Egyptian ankh, which is the key of life, right?
Right.
Now,
That's
I tattooed that on my finger there, right?
Yep.
Many years ago, and the fella that has gone, he jumped off a building, God love him, and he died, and he wanted to tattoo an infinity sign. I didn't let him, but everyone else that was there got it. But I tattooed the ankh on me, and I now realise what the ankh means. Put it this way, I couldn't get it up, right? I couldn't get it up.
Obviously.
But I was used then. Did you ever see that wee clip thing?
Yeah.
I was
that wee clip thing.
You found it?
I haven't found it.
If you found it straight away, I'm gonna fucking choke you.
I'm telling you now, it was soaking. I'm telling you now, massive swollen soaking. But not only that, I couldn't get an erection, right? So this.
But he says, "Fuck it, I'm leaving with something."
Sting it up, went like that there with it, right? Now high is the penis psychic. This is what I really want to explain because this is mind blowing. Where I've realised something. My penis was not erect. How could I feel the orgasm coming from the clit? I could feel it in my nut. High when I wasn't even hard. And see, from that, I started to get hard. It's an electromagnetic frequency.
So
and I could not come. No, I won't lie.
So are you
I
back
did
now?
flip her over and came on her arsehole. That was after a lot of weeks of practice. I don't just mean it won't be. I mean constantly getting out of frage without me coming.
So was this like a course you were taking to try and see if you would like it or not?
Well, I always said spiritually, if I gave my seed to a female should harvest that, and that would be me fucked. I would surrender all my energy, and I would no longer be the magical man that I am.
Yeah, there's always that worry when men are having sex when there's pregnancy scars. Let them, so you could have a.
What do you think? Why do you think I was trying to not inside? Why do you think I was trying to fucking?
Did you want a pregnancy scare?
Yes, my one and only fucking shot. My one and only shot. You know what? I felt all manly, you know.
So what?
You know what I mean?
Are you? What are you gonna do then? Are you gonna keep?
I wouldn't say that I'm bad because I love cock. I do really, really do, and I fancy used to, and I'm like, oh my god. What? Not I mean, but see real manly man. I love real manly man, but I'm scared of beating the cunt out of me. But I love beautiful women. I'm not gonna lie. I love beautiful women, but not in a really, oh my god, I need to stick my dick in you way. But in a way like, oh my god, let me make your fanny pulse. I didn't realise how much those things could take a pound. I didn't realise. And I didn't realise as well that it's like an antenna. Imagine it's an antenna, right? Sending off a signal, and your penis is the aerial. This is how creation happens. It is. And I'm being honest, me being with a woman, truthfully,
you're picking up the waves.
I'd have to be the most unselfish man on the planet. What me doing it just to make her happy, just to make.
You're trying to make
Ding
a kid.
dong.
You're trying to get a kid, Glenn.
Maybe I'm trying to teach you all something. You know what I mean? Make her come first.
I see you're throwing it. You're selling magic oils.
I'm not selling them.
Are you not?
I'm not. I'm only.
You're not, yes, you're right.
I was selling them during COVID. I did. I went mad. I was like, oh my God. But no, see, ethically, God's going to give me money in other ways. I'm not good at business.
What is a magic oil? But
Magic oils are very powerful, actually. Really, really, really powerful. I created one. Well, it came from an old lady old lady.
On England for a gay man, you're running about with a lot of women and extracting a lot of fluids out of them.
Well, it's only happened with the one. But I do get a lot of their energy to do. They definitely do give me a lot of their energy to do. And they take it out of me as well.
But anyway, what is in the magic oil?
The magic oil, it's for anxiety. And it really, really, really helps.
Throwing
anxiety. It really does help
He
anxiety.
needs it. It's acting in his veins right
That
now.
purple one helps you be psychic. Actually, it's like you put it on, you'll start like thinking things will start happening.
And what's it feel like being psychic?
Well, put it this way: the person I was around that I was maybe having relations with, blah blah blah, all of a sudden just starts thinking things, and then they pop up on this person's phone and going, "You see, when you're around me, you're going to be a wee bit more." I don't know what I mean. Things start happening when you're around me. I don't want to make anybody conscious. Stay sleeping. I have a theory.
What's your theory?
You're all actually dead, you're not really alive at all, and it's a video game that's playing out. Your life's actually a video, and this whole idea of belief that you're actually a human, it's all just hypnotism and you're only hypnotised. But the whole point is, you can wake up at any point and be alive, but don't just stay dead so the rest of us can enjoy the consciousness.
Steve?
That's a big one to fucking accept, it is. But it's true.
If you got any
It's
rebuttal?
true. But born to go to work. Are you what? You live for the weekend, you take the fucking white stuff because you can't handle LSD, and you're back at work on a Monday morning like the fucking hard man. That's not living.
No.
That's not living. It's not.
That's existing.
See, when I die, I'm going to get mummified.
Mummified? I said to my missus, I want taxidermied.
I want you mummified too.
I
We're
want
going to have to
taxidermied.
preserve the beauty, Tyrone.
I want to be like in my funeral, like legs cross-legged with whiskey in my hand or wine
I
in my
was so
hand.
excited about this OnlyFans thing.
No, well,
I thought to
that's
myself,
described.
he's going to get his wealth out, and I said to me, oh my God, I don't know why you just don't do it. She would like it. She wouldn't care.
Well, she's on board with.
She's all on board with
Are you-
it. No, hey, listen, the
You have
people.
to, you have to get the top tier
See if you're
subscription.
smart,
money-
you will script it. You'll not do anything really. You'll pretend to buck me. You'll get your feet out and everything. We'll all play along, and we'll make a fortune.
Listen,
We'll play them.
listen.
You know what I mean?
I said, if the money's right, I'll get it out.
You two need to like, and it needs to be like some.
Why does it need to be men on men? Why can't it be
know.
women on?
No, you's banging a girl.
Yeah.
That,
Or
the
me
real
dressed up
money
as a girl.
is on you, Glenn, with a woman.
We could have
With
a
the
boxing
antenna and
lesson.
the aerials.
But we could have a boxing
That's what
lesson
people want to
Why do you want to box? Why do you want to box so
where I
much?
could get my whole boxed.
Fuck's sake.
Now listen, see if I don't want
Children
your
watch
wife's
this?
and I said, can I take him home? They would say take.
Man loves me. I'm the apple over her.
Because I know, but she'll probably get fed up listening to it all.
She probably does, but she would never admit it. Because she loves me.
Shouldn't have let me have you the word. Wouldn't let any other women buck a second harvest your shade.
Does anyone ever bring you over to their house, but they're like worn off dead spirits or something?
I have went places before really. I went and did a spiritual evaluation actually on a multi-million-pound property last year, and what was weird was there was a Wendy house in the garden, and I knew right
What's a
away
Wendy
that-
house?
like a children's playhouse. And I had a Thomas the Tank one when I was growing up. I did, like when I was a wee fruit. I had a Thomas the Tank Wendy house. And honest to God, there was a wooden Wendy house. It was like a wee witchy house, and it was there on that property. And I knew right away that, and the girl really is going to, it's in the process now of moving into that house. So yeah. But I went before, it was this family before that I read, and it turned out to be this whole exorcism type thing. The brothers were like wolves, and it turned out the daddy was like kind of possessed, and his depression for years. Like it all came from whatever happened to their tribe, and it happened. And BBC recorded it. It happened on Crawfordsburn Beach or something. Where this thing appeared, this whole spirit just appeared out of nowhere. It's only archived somewhere. Well, that family, I went and I read that family, and that daddy was still spooked that day, like depressed and all. We lifted it, we cleared whatever it was, but my God, like. It still gives me the chills this day. And I stopped reading them for a while. I really did. I was only about 26 or 27. And I had one of them in my house at the time. And I burnt it and everything. And I was like, no.
Ouija board, by the way, if you can't see it.
I wanted to bestow them a gift. I wanted to bring something over. Just something.
So we're actually going to do
Know
the
what I
Ouija
mean?
board.
And I said, see if the lottery numbers can fucking try. I'm not getting the karma of it, but I'll certainly accept the commission.
But
you don't want one of these in your house. You don't really, because it's a doorway.
we're actually going to.
That freaks me out.
We're actually
Why?
going to be doing.
Why does it freak you out? Why?
No, just not that particularly.
Because of
Objects.
Linda Blair and because of The Exorcist. Yeah, your mother sucks cocks in hell.
I shit myself. See picking something up in like a wee thrift shop or something, and bringing it into the house. I go, that's fucking possessed.
Well, I didn't buy this. Nor did I write on the back of it, nor did I write on the planchette. I actually went on a date with some fella, and we actually went to Carndoo House, and he was kissing me and all in Carndoo House. I was like, oh my god, it's like so spooky, the ghosts are going to watch us, and it was so cute and everything, but he ended up leaving a broomstick and a Ouija board in my house, and I'm like, okay.
A broomstick?
A broomstick too. And
Nimbus
see, after
2000.
we did the Ouija board,
Nimbus 2000.
the broomstick moved, and honest to God, I brought it upstairs too, and we were in bed, and all I heard was it like scraping down the wall. Here's my
Sure, I was a
back to
broomstick.
my house again, and honest to God, he was more scared than what I was, because it only happens. I mean, I'm numb to it. Really, I couldn't care less. I'm very selfish. Spirits can go away when I literally want my time. I can zone out. See when other people are around me, it all starts to rail up.
But here on the Patreon
I think
after
that's
this,
why I never
let me
seen it.
speak about the Patreon.
The pantry
Yeah,
orcs.
we're trying to get some Patreon. Listen, Tyrone's gonna have a dabble on the Ouija.
Yeah, with him on the Patreon after. So if you aren't
Yeah.
subscribe and meet us on the Patreon. But we'll
Means
continue
on the
this.
scarf.
Those boys wanted to earn a couple of extra pounds. That's why they started a Patreon. Now, see if you have any sense, you'll go on to the Patreon and you'll support them. Right? And if you do that, I make just handpick somebody off the Patreon and give them a free read.
I like it. But here,
Yeah,
we'll do it. We'll do it in
free
here.
readings.
The free
Yeah.
reading in here. But here,
See the starter reading. Do you have to go into like a zone, or could you just sit down and go, right, let's go, boom?
Most of the time,
You're getting a car crash.
most of the time, someone's anything's overbearing. It is. I can't help it. I think because I'm a wee bit autistic and a wee bit definitely ADHD. I'm very sensitive. It overwhelms me more so don't really need to get into the zone. However, if there's a lot of work involved, then yeah, I do. I really need to center myself.
there was actually something massive this week. It happened, and I seen you touch on it, so I want to touch on it. Is the Titanic submarine shit?
Real or fake?
Well, I'll tell you now. Ghislaine Maxwell and Ocean Gate, there's your link, connect it. And I'm not, you can
Big
cancel me all you
conspiracy.
like, you dirty pigs. You'll not cancel me. Nobody'll cancel me for speaking what? Spiritual crap. The Hollywood one's gone. It's in my hat now, and I'll say what I like. There is a link. But I'll tell you something else as well. Leave Titanic alone.
Yeah.
And we as Belfast men,
I think you're
our,
right.
our ancestors built it. It was built in our city. And all we're saying is it's a grave. Can you please leave it alone? There is nothing left. And there's wrecks that are there that haven't even decayed. Titanic is decaying because the spirits aren't happy at it being looted so much.
Our ancestors didn't build it. Can't get the fucking jobs.
Well, this is it.
All your ancestors
This is
took
it. This is it. I wouldn't be surprised if I was there back in. No one of the slave drivers. Get it back now.
But what do you think happened there?
Water pressure.
Just water pressure. That's what
Yeah,
killed them.
yeah. And
I heard
really-
it was in one day. Just
like
the
water
day.
pressure, like they were killed instantly. They were killed right away. And honest to God, I think that they lied about it really, this faux hope. But honestly, you need to understand pressure and you need to understand water. And that's why I spoke about Mariana Trench. Because to go down to Mariana Trench, you need a submarine that's built. I mean, you need something really, it's like greater than something that's going to go into space, really.
Yeah.
And they're terrified of Mariana Trench. They don't want to go down there because there's some sort of beast down there. It might not be Ursula, but I'm very interested to see what's down there. And I know in the next couple of years there's going to be something discovered down there. It's all a distraction. But leave Titanic
Are you
alone.
big into the conspiracy theories?
I love the fantasy of them all.
Are you flat worlding?
Well, see about
Flat
12
earth.
years ago, I would have been like, I got ready every TV in my house, and almost like, oh my God, stop taking the topics.
Proper tinfoil.
Tinfoil hat, yeah, completely. But now I love the extreme of it all. Do I believe it all? No. But do I believe?
There's lies.
Yeah, of course there's fucking lies. And it's obvious. And guess what? See, if you're not resonating anymore, you're not resonating anymore. And what that which is coming to light now is what's resonating. So all of media is changing. I said this on the radio about all the media changing. And what happened to Schofield? What's happening to ITV? I didn't go to my Big Brother audition. I didn't go 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago on Saturday because my wee cousin died and the whole thing was happening that week with ITV. I didn't want to go all the way to Dublin on my own. I couldn't find my passport and do you know what? I just thought to myself, fuck it. I didn't even really apply. Caroline Flack's best friend who I read.
Why do you need a passport?
Because you need ID. Caroline Flack's best friend who I read told the producers about me and they contacted me and I filled it in. So I might still go and go to Manchester, but I've just been like, you know what? See if you want me, you want me.
Definitely go. I know if you want me, you know my phone number, get me.
Well, this is it.
Actually, you shouldn't have to go. You shouldn't have to go through all those trial and tribulations.
Well, nobody'd even bring me to Dublin. You know what I mean? I asked my sister to bring me.
There's buses. There's buses and trains.
I can't.
Why? Do you not drive?
I do drive.
You do drive?
But I didn't want to drive all the way down to Dublin.
I don't
Just,
drive.
and things like that there too. You need support. Dare I said I've never asked anybody to hold my fucking hand in life, but it would be nice. Sometimes I think I maybe need to take a wife. You've done the right thing.
Yeah, I hold his hand.
Somebody care and somebody to pick up all the pieces. Or, you know, I fucking get nobody and nothing. Nothing. People think because you've got a crystal pair of box.
You've got whiskey and white.
I've whiskey and white.
This is the dream. This is all you need. This is all you need in the corner.
Tell us this. Could you do a quick reading right now?
Yeah.
How long?
Do Tyrone.
Do you need the cards?
No, I don't need the cards. You're easier to read, Tommy, to be honest.
Tommy, get that. Keep on. I'm a clever closed book.
You do both of us. Do me first, but this is your warm-up.
He's choking. Do both of us. Do me first. He's choking.
You do get very, very, very emotional. All right, now you need to learn to work on your emotions because your middle child that I'm seeing is very, very, very powerful. Like the way your mummy was, very, very, very powerful, and she is going to bring out the best in you, whether it's through brute force, whether it's through. Think of a seed that's squealing, oh, I don't want to grow, and it grows into a big tree. That's really what that love is, and honest to God, she's like your conscience. And it's almost like you can't lie to her till she knows. It's weird, she knows things. But she thinks her daddy's a king. And it's like nothing can ever... And that love, honest to God, don't be afraid to open up to it. You think you're not emotionally smart, but you are. You are, and I know you talk to your mummy constantly, and there she talks back and there she doesn't. But there, you've got to remember, I feel like she was a lot... You're older now than what she was, in a way. And you've got that, because you're surrounded by women, you're never without her, really. And I feel like if you can only grasp that, you'll see that you're God. You are God.
How do you think about that? Pinpoint?
I thought it was alright. Do you know what? I'm accepting because the friggin' I am God, so that does make me feel good when I'm talking.
But you once thought you were cursed.
What?
You once thought you were cursed.
Well,
you know what I mean? Turned out you're actually so
I'm not seeing that, though.
Yeah.
Right, thanks, Fred. I like it.
You know what I mean? It's the darkest souls, I swear to God, turn out to be the most beautiful fucking angels.
There we go. I'm unreadable. I'm like...
Tyrone, you're not.
No.
You're very gullible. You are. He's more weird.
100%.
He's a lot more weird. You're a lot more weird. You can see through things. You can see through people. But he's a lot more. You are a lot more... You believe in people a lot more.
I do. I have belief in all everyone.
You definitely do.
Get the reading done.
Okay, sorry.
And I do feel like, I'm going to say it, don't matter it was your daddy or your granddad, but that energy there is the same energy you used to fight with, is the same energy you need to make peace with.
I like it.
Honestly. And I feel like you used to be mad when you were young, were you?
No, I'm mad. I'm mad always.
You wild, like as a child too?
Yeah.
I'm always was.
Did you know each other's kids, did
you?
See, besties.
See now.
This isn't just a facade.
And you know what, Glenn? Two
unbelievable readings. Anyone that needs a reading, get on to this person.
Turn in this that energy.
We could be a lot deeper. We could, but we can't. There's certain things.
Do Sean now?
Won't say. Sean's starting to really come into himself, and being around people like you has made Sean grow and believe in Sean's self.
Yep.
Sean, you are very creative, but not in the ways that you're doing it now. That's not going to be what makes you a lot of money. What's going to make you a lot of money is something a bit more digital with your input. And you already have thought about this 2 weeks ago. And I don't know whether you already looked at this 2 weeks ago, but you did. And it has a lot to do with AI, and it has a lot to do with... I need to...
Is that good?
That's really good. That's really good.
Glenn is the man.
See, the production side of it's so much better.
By the way, we could bring it back to the day job. Ghost hunting, like the Ghostbusters would have.
Love it.
Did you grow up watching the Ghostbusters and go, I want to be
I grew up...
one of them?
No, I grew up with like Mystic Meg and Russell Grant.
Remember Mystic Meg?
And nobody went...
That was lethal.
I wasn't allowed. My daddy actually went mad because I had tarot cards when I was like 11 that my nanny had gave me. He said I was bringing the devil into the house. You know, and there's years later now, look where it got me. Do you know, but he was terrified, but see him being terrified, that made me like hide the cards, that made me like want them more at me, because see if he had been like, what's right, I would throw them away.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
You
it was
want what
all
you
like
can't have.
programming, like. But yeah, I love ghost hunting, but I find it's hard to actually find places that are actually really witchy, because even here right now in this building right now, there's a lot of residual energy. There's people out there, they're working from 100 years ago. They didn't even fucking know they're dead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just on a loop.
But
Because the building still holding that energy, and that energy contains that. We live inside boxes. Boxes are very important. I don't want to square root anybody or Metatron's cube anybody, but boxes are important. Don't end up in one yet.
Tell me this, can you help the people who are out here still doing their fucking shift? They've made their clock out 100 years ago. Can you help them move on then, or say?
And I swear it's going to make me cry, because I've thought that's what's made me not want to be a reader anymore. I wish I could help them move on, but that's up to God. That's up to whatever creator is the creator.
What?
I wish I could help that. And only once, and I'll tell you the story. There was a child, and this child was really sick, and she died. Now the grandmother had came, and at the point the grandmother came to me for a reading, the grandmother was able to understand that the child was standing there in front of me, and at that point I connected her with her grandmother to the point where she would never be separate from her again, and the grandmother was on the understanding that she had to take care of that child until the child's mother was ready, and she knew she wasn't allowed to go home and tell the mother, because the mother was grieving in a way it could never ever have been said, but that child was longing for her mother, and the granny's the only one strong enough to go, it's okay, I know you're alright, I know you're there in spirit, I know you can fly, like, because the rest of it was like crying because she was dead. And that day was the only day I have ever felt that I've ever actually helped a soul not cross over, but find its way back home again. Not get to heaven, but find its way back home again. And that was the only time ever. Any other time, they want to manipulate me, they manipulate the human.
Yeah.
They want to keep you in pain.
See the way you're saying sometimes you don't want to do readings anymore. What would you like to do in the future? What are you wanting to be a person on TV?
I'll always be very spiritual. It's a profound part of who I am. But I'm sick of being a messianic figure. I'm sick of like there's so much around grief and death, when really if I could just give somebody one thing, it would be belief. If you can believe, you can do everything that I can do. I'm not going to say you're going to be as powerful as me, not by any stretch of the word, and don't ever think that you can be. You wouldn't want to be. You wouldn't want to be touched. You wouldn't want to be possessed. You wouldn't want your head to be away. You wouldn't want to have mental health. You wouldn't want to hear voices in your head. And honestly, there's a big difference in fortune telling and psychic energy than harvesting the dead. You'll never ever hear me going on, well, this loved one and that one love. I never have to go out and ask for clients. I never have to get on a stage and go, this loved one, that one. I don't have to do that. I mean, I had a shop, a completely separate shop, but people were coming in and asked me to read them. Just anywhere I go, it's naturally drawn to me, and I'm a natural reader, and I feel like that part, I can't take that part away or sell it, so I try to be the most genuine part of who I am. And where I have a wee problem is, I don't have these people that keep constantly coming to me for grief. People will come to me and they'll maybe come back like maybe a year or 2 years later. But by fuck, if I have brought a loved one through for you, it will only ever happen once, and I will never ever allow it or give it to you again, because if you haven't got the message by now, you're never going to get it, and I am not the conduit in between. I'm not. Imagine you died and you needed a medium to get into heaven. What? I'd be saying, what? Fucking crap.
Come on, he was saying you have to pay them. He'd be here, no,
this is it.
Some peanuts again.
You know what I mean? I'm far more shamanistic. I'm far more witchy. I'm far more.
What's witchy mean?
Like juju. Americans.
Are you conjuring up spells?
Call it juju.
You conjure up spells?
Americans call it juju. We don't have that word yet, but it's juju. My American clients tell me I have juju.
What the fuck is juju?
It's like, I bought a new car. Well, it wasn't a new car, but I bought a really nice car, and I thought to myself, my God, the kids in the street are going mad. For example, see if somebody really, really angry at me. I'll say it in a nice way. See if you get stung by a bee, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't.
But tell me this, see, in terms of the readings, you just said if somebody comes through,
yeah,
you won't do it again. So
I like to do it once, and it has to heal once, and that person, they'll never leave them again. See if mediumship is done correctly, you will be connected with your loved one, and you will never.
So you only need one session then, really, if you want to.
Well, me, because I like to connect that. So I don't like to keep people separate, because I think if you keep them separate, you're keeping them away from faith. You're keeping them away from all of it, and you're blocking them from heaven.
Do you believe in God?
Oh my God!
What kind of religion? Are you religious or just spiritual?
I'm very, very, very spiritual, and there is a higher power. I don't like the word God. I don't necessarily believe it's a God or something. I don't, but there is definitely something greater, and it's something inside myself, and I swear to God, it loves me more than what I swear, and like it's in control. It's really in control. I thought I needed witchcraft. I thought I needed but honest to God, you don't. It's your heart and your human emotions is the most powerful thing.
Were you ever a part of the witch clan that was up in the
devil worshippers up at Black Mountain?
Do you know, I used to have these thoughts as a child about these devil worshippers up Cave Hill, and we used to talk about it as kids.
We were all shit scared of it.
Years later, when I was 27 or 28, up Cave Hill, I was at a drum circle. I took LSD. There was centaurs and all, half horse, half human, everything, and I was petrified. I held on to my friend's hand, petrified, and it was like these drums and all, and it was like the heartbeat of the earth, and all you could smell was the garlic. It was weird. So yeah, that devil worshipy thing was actually me and my friends up in Cave Hill.
So you're the one who's been striking fear into the youngsters of fucking Belfast?
Me all along.
Fuck you, Glenn.
Me all along.
We were scared to go up in Black Mountains, fuck's sake.
But am I involved in the occult? Balls deep. Balls deep. And the occult simply means, see, during the eclipse, the occultation of the sun during the eclipse, it becomes hidden. Everything is hidden, and there's a truth within a truth within a truth within a truth.
What would I have to do to go and join this cult?
You're already part of it.
Am I? Do you not even get a choice?
Well, if you're in media, you're already part of it.
Okay.
You are.
I'm not in media.
You are.
We're independent.
And I'll tell you something else as well. Money is only a receipt for magic, but you're given in life, right? See what you give to the whole, right? See what you give to the whole, like contribute to the whole is what you're going to be given back.
I contribute fuck all.
You've contributed everything. The boxing, the pot.
Do you want to know something,
Why
Glenn?
do you fucking bother when you just
see,
go and go, hi?
In amongst, because you're such a large personality, and you're throwing out fucking madness. Some of it's funny, most of it is funny, but seeing amongst all the fucking insanity, there is some wee gems in there.
There is. I have munched off the tree of knowledge too much, and I swear, see, when I was flat out on amphetamine, I ate off the tree of knowledge so much.
Is that thing that everyone's dying from?
No, but see, I'll tell you drug habits, why I became so addicted.
What, Adam and Eve?
No, look, everyone's dying off now. Isn't that amphetamine?
No, everyone's down from fentanyl.
Fentanyl? Oh, that's a painkiller. Fuck God, like, it's may as well just heroin. Yeah. The rats eat their poison. I'm saying nothing. But amphetamine makes me feel alive, and honest to God, I got to the point where I knew I was eating too much from the tree of knowledge, and I had to stop taking them, not because I wanted to stop, yes, because I wanted to stop being a junkie and I wanted a different life for me, but also because I was pushing it too far.
What was it like being, as you said there, a junkie?
Truthfully, it got me through those points in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it did. Of course it did.
Yeah.
And speed actually pushed my level of understanding.
Was it tough to get off all that?
It was hard to change, yeah. It was hard to admit, and it was hard to change, and it was hard
Did you have to go into rehab or anything? No.
No.
Just off cold turkey?
Cold turkey and living with some good friends.
Share it to the
and
friends.
doing readings. I did my first live stream. I remember I went out with this fella, and like he was like, "Glenn, just do it now." And I did it in front of him, and I swore. And from then, I was like, "No, I can't anymore. I can't. I don't want anybody ever to see me like as a bad influence." And honestly, from then, I wanted to better myself every day. And if I didn't have my readings, I swear, some days I would reach for a bag of speed and become God again, because it feels amazing. And honestly, that feeling of feeling alive, I can't describe it. I get a wee bit of that feeling when I take my medication in the morning. But the tree of knowledge is bad.
Yeah.
And once it's given to you, it can't be taken away. And you shouldn't really eat from the tree of knowledge, because ignorance is bliss. The less you know in life, the happier you will be, truthfully. Truthfully.
There's a lot of people that are woke nowadays, and they're the ones that do seem the angriest. The ones that don't read what's on the internet, read the newspapers and stuff, they're the ones that get on with their life and they're a bit happier.
Yeah.
And the ones that have delved deep into shit.
Oh, they're so angry.
Or angry
Listen to
about
me,
everything.
see if you're angry with the whole fucking listen, the government's doing this, that now. Oh, it's me. Listen, you need to get up off your own fucking hole, and you need to take responsibility for you and the life you're in. Imagine what I grew up into. Oh, Glenn, you can't do this, you can't do that. You're grounded, stand in the corner now. Expelled from 2 schools. I wasn't allowed to open my mouth, be, say, or do anything.
Were you insane in school?
Mental.
You seem a guy that would be mental in school.
And I've actually calmed down. No.
I could see you being nuts.
And I had to be a wee bit more mental for this whole comedy thing. It's like such a fucking head fuck.
Wait.
But honestly, do you, and like these external forces, stop blaming them for your life, stop blaming them for you. Really, what's next? Psychic cleansing, the Illuminati? Like, so ain't you cunts? You know what I mean? Oh, are we? That's how bad people are.
I know.
But it is, I know what else as well, it's because you just can't fucking see how people do well.
No, the people, Belfast especially hate
I know.
seeing people doing well.
But some of them toxic celebrities do need to go. And
Who?
being
Name and shame.
honest, just if you're not adding value to the world, I think that you maybe really need to go. And if you're owned by an entity or a company and really you're not really creating any creative content of your own that doesn't belong to you. Hello, Britney Spears. Then you might as well just be. I can't wait till they clone me. I can't wait till Psychic Glenn has an AI fucking
There doesn't
clone.
need to be a clone.
And I'll not need to do that.
There's one cleanse enough, to be honest.
I want to be owned. I want my asshole to be owned. You know what I mean? But it's owned by demons and spirits and Rasputin.
We've talked enough shit today.
Yeah.
At the end of each podcast, we play a wee game: smack, blank, or bad dragon claw. So we're going to give you 3 names.
I would love a dragon claw.
We'll give you 3 names. You're not allowed to give yourself one. 3 names are Rasputin, your wee ghost,
Mystic Meg.
Mystic Meg,
Britney Spears.
and Britney Spears.
Love it.
Who are you doing?
Smack one, blank one, buy one of Dragon Claw whiskey.
Britney Spears.
Is
What
which
about
one? What one is she? You're going to do?
You have to buy one. You have to buy one of them a drink, smack one of them, and blank one of them.
Well,
So-
I'm blanking Britney Spears because it's not really her. It's Banana Alice. I'm going to fucking smack Rasputin because he's been stalking me and I forgot the other person and that must be the Dragon Claw.
Mystic Meg.
Actually, she is my Dragon Claw. She brought me. See her? I see what you did. I'm terrible. I have friends in the opposite friends everywhere. I emailed my friend at the Sun and I says, yes, haven't got a fucking column going, have you? It was a joke. Mr. Big one, proud. But go
Fucking
on,
right.
Glenn.
Listen, thank you for coming on.
Is that it already?
Yeah, but we're
Whoa,
going to
whoa,
do
whoa,
a wee bit
whoa.
on the Patreon, so
we're doing-
make sure you subscribe to Patreon.
Subscribe to Patreon. It's £2 a month. It's fuck all.
Also, before
The
we wrap up the
sex
show,
would have been longer. Sex would have been longer, I know it.
before we wrap up the show, make sure you get your tickets for the
Yeah,
live
live show.
August 9th. We've got the Conlon brothers, John Connors, and Jimmy Flippin Nesbitt.
I
All
might
right.
make an appearance too.
And
Yeah, it's
Psychic
Grammy.
Glenn,
And I-
he's on a guest.
He's
I
psychic and
love the
he's predicting
Devonish.
that he's making an
If
appearance.
Devonish give me on the guest list, I'll be there. I love the
Glenn's
Devonish.
on a guest list. He'll be doing readings for £40 on the way in.
No readings that night, but I
Maybe
might
you could do that on the fucking interval.
Oh, well, I'll handpick a couple of people and
Yeah, be lovely.
Let's have a wee stall,
If you're
get
doing
a
ballots
reading,
or anything for charity,
and they'll take our
handpick a
commission.
couple of people and I'll do them private
right.
readings. I
Come
love
in
that.
McCarthy fund.
Anyway,
Giving hands and receiving
thanks.
hand.
Like and share and subscribe
Aye,
and tell all
folks.
your friends. Thank you and see you next
And
week.
tell them to teach me how to box.